are going to be making popsicle stick catapults. Now, everything you need will be at the library. You can pick up a bag like this in our craft box outside the library or at the children's reference desk. But why are we making catapults? First of all, catapulting things around is fun. But secondly, we get to practice our science and engineering skills when we're building and experimenting with our catapults. Now, catapults are actually a type of simple machine called a lever. And levers have two basic components, a fulcrum and an arm. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and get started with building our catapult, and then at the end, I'll have some science challenges for you to work at your brain. Let's get started. All right, so in your STEAM to go kit, you should have 4 rubber bands and 10 popsicle sticks. And one of your popsicle sticks should have a bottle cap glued to the end of it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set aside our popsicle stick with the bottle cap attached, and one more. So we'll have 8 popsicle sticks, and we are going to stack them. I'm going to try and make sure they're nice and straight. And we'll have a stack of 8, and ooh, this is harder than I remembered. Okay, so now that we have a stack, we're going to take one of our rubber bands, and we're going to wrap it around one end of our stack. And you guessed it, we're going to take another rubber band and wrap it around the other end. So we have a nice secure stack. So this is going to help create the fulcrum. Remember, we have the fulcrum right here of our lever. So a fulcrum is the point on which the arm of the lever turns or balances. So that's going to help us create our fulcrum right here. The next thing we need to do is we're going to take our other popsicle stick that doesn't have the bottle cap, and we're going to slide it in between 2 of the popsicle sticks in our stack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it, it's going to be a little tight in there, I'm going to slide it just above the bottom 2. But you can pick a spot. This is something that you can adjust and experiment with. Go ahead and pick a spot for now, and then later you can mix things up. So now we have our stack, and we have a popsicle stick all stuck in between there. The last thing we're going to do is we are going to take our remaining popsicle stick, the one with the bottle cap. This is going to be the arm of our lever, and we're going to place it right on top on the other side of the stack. So it's going to kind of look like this. I know it's hard to see. This is pretty small. So we're going to stack it right on top of that fulcrum right here, and we're going to attach it with another rubber band. So we're going to attach this one and this one right down here with our rubber band. Might be a little tricky. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. There we go. Gonna wrap that around. Okay. So hopefully that is nice and secure. It should look something like this. So the arm of our lever is going to be this right here, and you can see on here this is going to be the arm of our lever. So that's where we're going to place our load and where we're going to exert our force. So we'll get to that in just a second. All right, now before we launch anything, we need something to launch. So we're going to look for some different projectiles. A projectile is something that we're going to put into the holder of our catapult and launch into the air. Now, since a catapult is also a lever, we might call this a load, but I think the word projectile is more fun. So I have some different projectiles here on my table. I have a pom-pom, I have a bead, and I have a sticky mini marshmallow. So you might find some different projectiles in your home. You might find erasers or bouncy balls, cereal, whatever. I just recommend that you don't use anything that's going to break easily or that's going to break anything else or hurt anybody. And when you're launching, make sure that we're pointing away from other people. Now, I know you're ready to start using your catapult, but pause. We're going to do some science, okay? So we are going to ask ourselves some questions and make some predictions. Don't worry, they're short, they're quick, and they are going to make you think just a little bit. So first we're going to ask ourselves, which of our projectiles is going to fly the farthest? Which one do you think might fly the highest? Why do you think so? After you spend some time asking yourself these questions, making some predictions about what might happen, you know it. It's time to launch. Woo! All right, how did it go? Were your predictions correct? Now that you've gotten a feel for using your catapult, it's time for some science challenges. You might measure and record the distance of each projectile launched. How far can you fling something? Maybe you want to measure and record the amount of time each projectile spins in the air. You can use a stopwatch or the timer on your phone. After you've done that, it's time to adjust your catapult and see what happens. Maybe you change the angle of the arm of the lever by moving the stack back and forth, or you might remove some of the popsicle sticks from the stack. Maybe you find out a good way to put this fourth rubber band to good use. Get creative, do some experiments, and let us know what happens. Thanks for joining me for this STEAM activity today. I hope you have fun flinging things into the air. I will see you next time.